Hello, Uncle Roddus here. I wanted to talk a little bit about cleaning my records. Um, I have a VPI turntable, and after I got the turntable, I decided it was a good idea to get the VPI cleaner. This is the 16 point something or other cleaning machine. It is a vacuum wash machine. This is not the automated version. This is the more manual version. I find it's a fantastic machine. I mean, I guess they're all much in a muchness. The machines, they all work on the same principle. You put your record on a turntable, clamp it down, and put some cleaning fluid on it, and then give it a clean with a brush, which I'll show you in a minute. And then that little tube over there is the vacuum tube, which then cleans the record. Sucks all of the gunk and liquid back off the record. I think it's a fantastic machine, and I've had great results. I use Keith Monk solution. It's called Discovery 3345. I used to be able to buy it here in New Zealand, but the person that was importing it, the local shop, he ran out of supply, and he hasn't been able to get his hands on any, which is strange, although I don't think he's trying that hard. So I've had to import it directly from the UK. Keith Monk makes cleaning machines. Excuse me. I've got a bit of a head cold at the moment. Keith Monk makes cleaning machines. They're rather more expensive than this one. I'm not sure what the difference is, but anyway, I'm going to give a wee demonstration here. Now, this is a record I've just bought. It's a New Zealand record, and it's rather grubby. Now, I'm not sure if it's going to show that well, but as you can see, there's a lot of marks and a lot of filth. Now, it's more dirty than anything, but there are some marks, and there is going to be some noise, I think, after I finish. But I've had good results cleaning these sorts of things. So what we do is we clamp it down. And yeah, I mean, this is a really rare New Zealand record. This is it here. It's called Think. Well, the band is called Think. It's out of the 1970s. Can I tell you what year? 1976. This is a bit of a collector's item. It's very rare, never been reissued. It's very collectible, but it doesn't sell for huge dollars like $600 or $700 like some of their stuff does. But it usually will be out of my reach. And the reason I was able to pick this copy up is because it is pretty dirty. I still paid a little bit more than I thought because some little bugger was trying to bid against me on Trade Me, and I had to get up a bit. And to be honest, I didn't think I was going to win the bloody thing, but I did. So, yeah, but I did pay 3 figures for it. So I hope it's going to clean up, because I took the call after looking at the pictures on the internet, and I could see that, yeah, a lot of it was just dirt and needs a clean, but there is going to be some scratches on it. So what we do is we'll turn it on, and I'll give it a nice big squirt of liquid. I usually do a bit more on the first one. Once the brush gets soaked with liquid, then I don't worry about it as much. But because it's so dirty, I want to give it a really good soaking. So we run it around. What you want to do is have enough cleaning fluid so that it creates a film right across the whole record and all the grooves, and even a little bit extra doesn't hurt. So once I've got it spread around like that, I'll get down on the brush and I put a little bit more pressure on it just to let it get right into the groove. So the brushes are pretty fine. This is a VPI brush. You can buy other brushes. One day I'll have to buy a new one. The guy that was selling me the Keith Monks at one of our local hi-fi shops, they have brushes there. They're not too expensive. And parts for this is pretty expensive because it's so specialised in that. I mean, that tube there, I've had to replace that at least once since I've had this machine. So I'm going to give this one a little bit more of a time, and then we take the vacuum arm and we put it there. And what I tend to do, this switch here turns the vacuum arm on, and what it does is it clunks down quite violently, and I found that cracked the thing. So what I need to do is actually push it gently down with my finger, and then turn the switch on and let it vacuum away. few rotations. And that's got most of the stuff up, and then I just give it a little dry with this soft felt brush just to make sure I haven't missed anything. And there we go. And I'll tell you what, that is looking stunning compared to what it was. And I don't know, I hope you can see this, but that really cleaned up. Now, I see there's a mark there. And it looks worse on the screen than it is, but it is a mark, so I'm going to probably hear something of that. So again, that's why I got it for a little bit cheaper. But I'll tell you what, that cleaned up much better. I picked up another quite rare New Zealand record for 20 bucks, which normally sells for well over 150 to 200 a few years ago, and it was in the shop. And they sold it for 20 bucks, and it was dirty as fuck. And I cleaned it up. And sure, it's got a lot of surface noise, but once the music starts playing, it tends to drown out the surface noise, and there wasn't any really loud clicks and pops. But that little track at the end there, that is my biggest concern. But that has cleaned up so much better than what I expected it to, even with that, you know, in the state of it. So it was a good call. Be interesting, because there could still be a lot of surface noise. I mean, if it's had a hard life, you know, this thing's not going to, it's not a magic wand. It's not going to resurrect a record that's really badly scratched. But that looks really clean. So, yeah, that's my my record cleaning process. That's all I do. I clean them once, and when I buy them, when they're new or second hand, it doesn't really matter. I will still give them a clean. And then, well, you know, maybe they'll get a clean again later on in life if I've played them a lot. But yeah, generally just the once as a start. Because I have so many records, I don't play them all the time a lot. But no, I'm really impressed with that. That came up really clean. So it'll be interesting to hear it play. Okay, that's just another quick video. Thank you. We'll see you again. Cheers.